Hello there! You're watching Google Professor, and today you will hear about 4 crazy things that happened after surgery. The liver transplant that changed the patient's blood type. 15-year-old Emily Brennan didn't just get a new lease on life thanks to her liver transplant, she also received a new blood type. And yes, you heard that right, her new liver changed her blood type from O negative to O positive. And while this sounds like a scary side effect, it's actually quite lucky. It means Brennan won't have to take anti-rejection drugs for the rest of her life like most organ recipients. In fact, taking the immunosuppressant drug cocktail actually slowed her recovery process by pushing her original blood cells to hold on rather than letting the entire system adapt and change. Doctors say they have no idea how this happened. "We didn't believe this at first. We thought it was too strange to be true," her doctor said. Normally, the body's own immune system rejects any cells that are transplanted, but for some reason, the cells that came from the donor's liver seem to survive better than Emily's own cells. It has huge implications for the future of organ transplants. The patients who claim to have personality changes after organ transplants. While it was totally unheard of for a transplant patient to have her blood type change after surgery, other changes post-transplant are fairly common. In fact, many organ transplant recipients notice their personalities, tastes, and interests have changed after surgery. Many patients discover they start to like the same things as the organ donor. The concept is known as memory transplant or body memory. While there are those who believe the theory is impossible and say it's just a coincidence, a result of medication, or a renewed lease on life, some stories are hard to explain. Executive and transplant recipient Bill Wool found himself inexplicably tearing up while listening to Sade on the radio after his surgery. Only later did he discover that his donor was a huge fan of the musician. Jamie Sharon was a native Arizonian who hated Mexican food. After her surgery though, she suddenly had intense cravings for cheese enchiladas, bean burritos, and soft tacos. Sure enough, she later discovered her donor loved Mexican food, especially cheese enchiladas. Similarly, Claire Sylvia woke up from her surgery longing for beer, chicken nuggets, and green peppers, which she didn't like before surgery, but her donor did. The brain surgery patient who lost control of her hand. Karen Breen underwent surgery to treat her epilepsy. The procedure involved cutting the corpus callosum, a band of fibers which connect the left and the right sides of the brain. Surgery cured Karen of her epilepsy, but it caused an entirely different problem: alien hand syndrome. While alien hand syndrome sounds funny and has even been the subject of many a sci-fi story, those who have the disorder will tell you that losing control of one of your hands is no laughing matter. After the two sides of Breen's brain were disconnected, the left and right hemispheres were in a constant struggle for control, but she was only conscious of behaviors of one side. These days, Karen is on medication that keeps her condition at bay. However, before doctors found a solution, her hand had a mind of its own. Undressing her blouse at inappropriate times, taking things out of her purse and leaving them at random locations. It had even attacked her. Karen would unwillingly punch and slap herself in the face. The dental surgery that left the patient with a new accent. It doesn't seem unbelievable that an oral surgery could change how you talk. A bad cut could harm your vocal cords, your tongue, or your teeth, leaving you with a new pitch, a slur, or some other speech impediment. What is odd though is to wake up from dental surgery with another accent. That's what happened to Oregonian Karen Butler. She underwent basic dental implant surgery only to wake up from anesthesia with an entirely new accent. The accent itself is a strange mishmash of Irish, Scottish, English, Australian, German, with a touch of South African. Whereas most of us can just use a fake accent for fun, Butler can't control the accent she uses. Since the surgery, Butler has been diagnosed with foreign accent syndrome, a rare condition that affects less than 100 people worldwide. She also seems to be the only person known to develop the disorder without first suffering some sort of brain damage, usually a stroke. Unfortunately, that's all for today. See you tomorrow. Bye.